got room. Welcome to Washington Township High School as we ring in the new year in the 910 gym for non-conference basketball. It's two big schools going at the dogfight on this Saturday afternoon between the Cherry Hill West Lions and the Washington Township Minutemen here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting for our first of 2026. I'm Dan Wilkins. I am joined by Jeremy Engbert on the call. And, well, I'll tell you, Jeremy, this is a game that when we highlighted it on our schedule earlier this year, it wasn't one that we thought would be 3-4 versus 1-6 in early January. But as we get into this one tonight, West and Township both looking good in warm-ups as we get ready to ring in the new year.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for this game. I think, Cherry Hill West is looking semi-decent this year, a little bit below 500 so far. But, Township, little slow start this year. We're 1-6, but only one game in conference play for each of them, so we're excited to see what's going to happen this year.
Well, Cherry Hill West had a fantastic start in the last calendar year in 2024-25. They went 5-0 to start the season, but then they had a bad losing streak in January, and they finished the season at 15-14. This year being in the Olympic Patriot Division, the lowest of the three. They're competing with schools like Shawnee, Seneca, Morristown, and Winslow, and they are second in the division, and only one school is an over 500 record in Shawnee. So it'll be interesting how they work with things tonight. But the way Cherry Hill West works, I mean, they don't have Quinn Gibson anymore. He graduated last year. Their big player is Corey Morton. He scored 104 points in his first 7 games this year. And we're not exactly in a young season anymore. We're getting pretty into the thick of it. Teams are starting to play divisional games. We've still got a good non-conference one today. And, Jeremy, your player to watch for Washington Township has to be Jasir Sansbury.
Absolutely. Jasir Sansbury, point guard number 4, if you watch him out on the court. Really shifty, he gets to the basket a lot. He's really good. He's a good player. He's second leading scorer on the team behind Jackson Shadzinski, and he's just easy, drives to the basket, really nice shooter, and that really nice shooting touch, and he's the player to watch today for Township.
And for Washington Township as well, Jackson Shadzinski, you touched on him earlier, but he is my player to watch because he came out of nowhere. He wasn't on the varsity team last year. He's a sophomore. He's 6'4". He's a forward who scored 11.5 points per game and 8 rebounds per game this season. He put up a monster game versus Kingsware where he had 18 rebounds in a loss, a 59-50 loss. But he comes into this game under third-year head coach Todd Powers looking for a good way to enter the new year. Washington Township's got a strong front court. They've got a chance to really box out Cherry Hill West, which is a smaller lineup. As we mentioned, Corey Morton, he's the only player on West to have over 100 points this season. He's a good scorer, and he's their outstanding scorer for the game. But we're going to take a quick break. We've got Cherry Hill West and Washington Township coming up right after this to ring in 2026.
number 10, Justin Rogelchek. Cherry Hill West is led by head coach Fred Petit. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Washington Township Minutemen. Starting at guard, a senior, number 4, Justine Sansbury. Starting at guard, a junior, number 13, Julian Robinson. Starting at forward, a senior, number 2, Drew Macchiarelli. Starting at forward, a senior, number 3, Dom DeNoble. And starting at guard, a sophomore, number 21, Jackson Chudzinski. The assistant coaches for the Minutemen are Andy Tisch, Tony Leone, and Tony Powers. The Minutemen are led by head coach Todd Powers. Our referees for today's contest are Jason Lure, Jim Carter, and Chris Martin.
We welcome you back to the 910 Gym here at Washington Township High School. We will stay on the air for the national anthem.
Remove your hats as we honor America with the performance of our national anthem.
Now we are good to go. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Jeremy Engber on the call this afternoon. We are just 6 minutes past the noon hour as here from Sewell, New Jersey, it's Tri-County versus Olympic Conference basketball, a non-conference slate to open up the new year. We've got a lot of non-conference basketball this season. I think something like 16 out of our 19 games have been non-conference so far. It's just been how the cookie crumbles, but we've got an exciting January filled with boys and girls hoops from here till the end of winter. We'll be ready to go. Cherry Hill West on the right side of your screen in their white road jerseys with gray numbers and dark purple accents. Washington Township on the left in their home blues with red, or check that, white numbering and red accents. Washington Township led by third-year head coach Todd Powers. Cherry Hill West led by Fred Beatty in the Olympic Conference Patriot Division. Chudzinski will be under this one for the Minutemen. And meanwhile, for the Lions will be number 24, Corey Morton. We're underway to start 2026 here in Washington Township. Taking possession will be Jasir Sansbury, number 4. Guarded by the freshman Rogelchek. We got a 3, no good. Too strong that time, and rebounded by Rogelchek. So I made a mistake in my starting lineup. It is Rogelchek starting. Wise Jones I accidentally put in there. I misread the scorebook, but Rogelchek, the freshman, running the point today for Cherry Hill West. Out on the left wing, and we'll have a travel called against Morton. Morton seems like easily the tallest player on the floor for Cherry Hill West. We mentioned in the open he's got 104 points this season, the senior forward. Had 181 points last year, put up a season high 25-9 in an 11-point win over Minutemen back on December the 20th. Now at the top of the key, Chudzinski is there, now out on the left wing. Moving it inside, Sandsbury pulls up, can't go. We continue to drive. Morton now on the left side. Back to Morton, guarded inside, now from 8 out, doesn't go.
Tough look.
Yeah, tough look that time from Morton. Was guarded very well by Vecchiarelli, who's at the top of the key now. Fades his right foot, now on the left wing. Back out to Chudzinski at the top. Over to Sandsbury on the left side. Got an open look on the right corner. They don't use it. Now Sandsbury fires it to DeNoble. He found DeNoble finally. Took him a little while.
Absolutely.
Now it's back to the top. Chudzinski has it. 6:30 left in the first quarter. We're a minute and a half into this one with no baskets. Moving over, Vecchiarelli. Still a lot of passes. This feels like a 2016 Cavaliers play. Absolutely. We're going to get 12 passes and a bucket. Back to Vecchiarelli. Steps up in the semicircle. Can't go. Offensive
nice
rebound. Second chance. Third chance. Doesn't go.
Chudzinski.
Another one. Chudzinski fouled and one. What a way to start the new year as Jackson Chudzinski on a play that had 14 passes in the possession. Listen, there's no shot clock in Jersey. You can go hog wild with those, and you're seeing why Chudzinski averages 8 rebounds per game as he'll go to the line. There's his sophomore year stats on the left side of your screen. 81 points, 56 boards in 7 games played, 11.5 points per game, 8 rebounds per. That's been a bright spot on this Washington Township team that was 1-6. Their one win came in a nice. Here comes Chudzinski with a block, doing everything down the floor here. Sandsbury goes up, almost fouled, can't get the shot to go, as there was some tough defense that time from Rogalchek. Now bringing it in, number 0, Laskowski. Couldn't get it to fall. How about Jackson Chudzinski? We're 2 minutes into this game, and he's already got 3 points, 4 rebounds, and a block.
Absolutely, and he's just running the floor right now. He's one of the 3 Township players that have been running back and forth all game.
And we're just getting started here. I mean, this is the Olympic Conference versus – I mean, first of all, Washington Township used to be in the Olympic Conference, so they know what low-scoring basketball is like. You know, I mean, we've covered so many Olympic Conference games in previous years. Eustis, Cherokee, Shawnee, Eastern, RV, especially with Jay Flanagan. Those schools are going to have games that are going to end like 40-30. This game might be one of them tonight.
Absolutely.
Chudzinski moves inside. DeNoble up. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Rogalchek ends up bringing it down. Morton ends up finishing the deal.
Almost got his own miss there. Good poke. Yeah,
Morton couldn't get anything there. Now a pump fake, moving out to the left wing now, going to the baseline, goes straight up. Can't get that shot to fall. A lot of offensive rebounds on both sides, and Corey Morton drains the 3.
That's not something I was expecting from his game today, as like one of the taller players that he's running outside and shooting.
Well, the West team can certainly be a little bit deceiving. 3-3, almost halfway through quarter number 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Washington Township. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Washington Township senior Jeremy Engber. Ben Wilden on the production, as it's our first of many broadcasts in the calendar year 2026. I mean, heck, we had 214 broadcasts in the 2025 calendar year. They keep going up. I wonder when I'm going to run out of time or if that's going to plateau. But we've got a 3-3 game. Morton drained a 3. Fred Beatty called a timeout for Cherry Hill West, a quick 30. Jackson Chudzinski responsible for all 3 points for Washington Township, had the old-fashioned 3-point play for the first basket of the game. Out on the left wing, back over to the top, moving to the right, around the world this time. Now over to Sandsbury, second leading scorer on this Township team that's 1-6 this year, a 10-16 record in the last season under Todd Powers. In a new look Tri-County Royal Division that has the inclusion as a nice little victory lap there. Trzynski with the basket to fall. It's his second field goal. He's got all 5 points for the Minutemen. But we were mentioning the new addition to the division, Gloucester Catholic, as there's a three. Morton drains it.
Another one.
2 threes from West's leading scorer, the senior Corey Morton, and he's now got 6 points. West takes the lead. Now moving inside, that ball got scrambled away. Last touched by Sandsbury. They'll say West ball. In for it will be number 15, Andre Blaylock. Still all 5 starters on the floor for the Lions. Cherry Hill West 3-4 this year. Second, tied for second with Seneca in the Olympic Patriot, one of 3 divisions. As there's a three. This time comes from the freshman, Justin Rogelchek, as Cherry Hill West has drained 3 shots beyond the arc, and it's now 9-5. Rogelchek forces a half-court press on Sandsbury. Sandsbury crosses midcourt, moves inside, drives to the basket. Euro blocked.
Wow.
Great block that time by number 15, Andre Blaylock. And they will send out of the game number 13, Robinson. And now checking in will be number 5, Arias. Bounce pass to DeNoble. Last time we saw Township, it was a I believe it was an early February game versus Kingsway. Kingsway, of course, with Zunif had, I believe, a 20-win season last year, had a really good campaign in 24-25 as DeNoble goes up. And now Todd Powers calls a timeout. So a bit of a back-and-forth segue there as it's the Cherry Hill West Lions up top to Washington Township, Minutemen 9-7. We'll take another brief break here from the 910 gym in Sewell. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Washington Township. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road, just minutes from Route 55. Cherry Hill West passing a whole bunch at the top of the key. Seen a lot of back and forth shooting here as that shot misses the mark. Passed out to Morton, open look for his third 3 of the game. He's got it. Corey Morton lights out. Here on the road, he's responsible for 9 of Cherry Hill West's 12 points. And West, in a very un-Olympic-like fashion, have drained 4 threes. Yeah. We have a foul on the way up. The foul is on Blaylock. And Aquilino will check in for Vecchiarelli. They will call the foul on the floor, so nothing in the act of shooting. And now inbounding this one will be Trzynski. He's got 5 points and 4 rebounds and a block already in this first quarter.
Tough inbound into Aquilino there.
Aquilino back out to Trzynski on the left side. DeNoble declines to take a shot. Back to Sandsbury. All starters but Aquilino on the floor for Washington Township. Now back out, Sandsbury. Pump fakes, made Ogelchek miss, and he got it. Sandsbury gets the basket to fall. His first points of the evening, of the afternoon rather, and of the new year. It's now 12-9. Pretty evenly matched affair so far. I mean, listen, these are 2 big schools. West a group 3, Township a group 4, as that 3 misses the mark. Really like Township's ability to have good rebounding ability there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that missed 3 was able to get responded really quickly.
Absolutely. That was all Trzynski there with 8 rebounds a game, and however many he has on the season, it's all him. I mean, he's the big one out. He's the big man out on the floor, and he's flying in for these boards.
Sainsbury gets a dead ball to fall, and it's 12-11. A minute and change to play in the first quarter. Good crowd on hand here for this Saturday non-conference matchup. As we mentioned, Washington Township 1-6. They played in the Nottingham Christmas tournament They beat South 172-47 for what is their lone win of the year. But they had their first 4 games at home. They lost all 4 of them to Delsea, Kingsway, Eastern, and Gloucester Catholic, as we've got. Going to have an embellishment warning here. That's going to be on Aquilino. And if that is that's the first violation, so it's a warning. Any embellishment or flopping after that would be considered a technical foul.
Honestly, I don't think that was a good call. Honestly, I think he made contact with him there.
I don't have obviously with me being on the floor, there's not too much I can say about it, but
yeah.
I haven't seen that called too often, and I've certainly seen embellishments that haven't been called.
Absolutely.
So it's a bit of a gray area.
Absolutely. Still working that out.
35 seconds left in the corner. Aquilino
nice drive.
with contact, drives to the basket, and he gets fouled on his way up. There was contact in multiple different spots there as Aquilino was going up, and it looks like he'll shoot 2.
They teach you that at Bishop Eustace, where he used to go. He went out Bishop Eustace for about a year, transferred back to Township, and they teach you that. They teach you how to rip through.
And that's Olympic Conference basketball. The Olympic Conference, I don't like to make college or professional comparisons, but I tell people the Olympic Conference is the closest thing you can get to the Big East in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
Very physical basketball where you have to fight for every basket. Jump balls are a war zone. There's so much that goes on that you really are going to get some low-scoring games. The first game we had in the calendar year of 2025 was Bishop Eustace versus Cherokee, and Cherokee won that game 32-29.
Oh, wow.
So you're not exactly going to get a lot of buckets, but listen, it's already 13-12 in the first quarter. Maybe this won't be a true Olympic game after all. Washington Township, they're a relatively new member of the Tri-County Conference. They were in the Olympic for a decent while, as were a lot of big schools.
Right.
But the Olympic Conference kind of downsized and regrouped
Good
as
post.
we got 5 seconds after the block. They're going to try to get a basket off. They are unable. They scramble to get a shot off. It's no good, and Washington Township rebounds for a big lead at the end of the first quarter after 1 here in Sewell. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 13-12. Washington Township leads. Welcome back to Washington Township High School. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is now open for the spring of 2026 with over 20 teams across 4 highly competitive divisions. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for more information on South Jersey's most competitive and most exciting men's baseball league. And who knows, if you sign up for South Jersey NABA, we might get Dan Wilkins Broadcasting to cover a couple games out there. But if you're a small business owner who'd like to advertise with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, make it a New Year's resolution to give your brand more exposure in the year 2026. Send us an email with an advertising inquiry at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That's in the description of our YouTube videos and our channel for information on how to contact us and information on how to become a sponsor and advertiser of DWB. Moving inside, West got a basket that time. They now lead it 14-13 in a back-and-forth affair. Moving on the left side now, Sandsbury over to Chudzinski. He's got 5 points, leading Township scoring. That ball got tipped a handful of times. Last basket looks like that was by Damon for West.
Open 3 for Chudzinski.
There you go. Jackson Chudzinski. That's his 12th three-point make this year. I mean, again, for a 6'4" sophomore forward, to already have 11 threes in 7 games, he can make that number 12 now. he has been a menace anywhere on the floor, and even Todd Powers said we're really lucky to have him, and he's a very unique player to have on the floor.
Absolutely, and he can really shoot. He really brings the stretch 5 ability for Township, which is really nice.
And if he can do this as a sophomore, imagine what he can do in 2027, 2028.
Absolutely.
There's a lot that Powers and Minutemen fans can be excited about.
Absolutely.
Moving outside now on the right wing. Pulling up from the semicircle. That's good. That's shades of Quinn Gibson right there as Laskowski makes the basket. West ties the game, 16 apiece. It's now on the right side. Sandsbury, full court press. Ball comes out. No whistles. We stay alive. It's a clean steal. Pump fake, no good. Ball comes out again. Rebounded by West. Taken by Boyle. Now with the ball is Laskowski. Tries to get another basket. A nice dump off on the pass. Up. No foul. No basket. Second chance, up, no good again. Morton comes in, and now a foul from the back. Powers not happy. I didn't know if he wasn't happy about the call or about his players there, but seems like that's the latter. We will have a shooting foul, and Corey Morton will go to the line. Corey Morton, the senior forward for Cherry Hill West, as we mentioned, knocked down 3 triples in the first quarter. He's 13 for 19 from the line this season. Free throw percentage of 68.4. First one goes. I mean, that sounds low, but in high school, especially in high school basketball, free throw percentages are never going to be that high.
Absolutely not. And I mean, they're still developing in high school. So when you hit, you hit after high school, you hit, college and eventually the pros, that's when your percentage definitely goes up as you take more and more free throws, especially in game.
Yeah, just like in high school baseball and college baseball, pitchers are going to have a higher ERA than those in the pros.
Absolutely.
And in this case, the free throw shooting percentage is going to be a little bit lower as that basket is no good, or we do have a foul. The foul was by West on the way up. The foul is against Damon. We will have foul shots for Jasir Sandsbury. This broadcast is brought to you by Gray Fox Sports. Top-of-the-line sports photography right in your backyard. Visit grayfoxsports.net or Gray Fox Sports on Instagram for information as well. He is only available for booking until January 11th. Before we pull the ad off the air, I'd like to thank Michael Taylor for his sponsorship of DWB. We wish him the best of luck at Bloomsburg University for his his graduate school year. He'll be participating in track and field for Bloomsburg. Oh. He's an RCSJ grad as well, so very happy to have him sponsor us for the 6 months that he did. And Sandsbury makes both. We're tied up 18 apiece here in Sewell. Home of the Minutemen. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Jeremy Engber, Ben Wilden on the production for our first of many broadcasts in the calendar year 2026. Morton falls short on the 2-point basket from the baseline. Goes out of bounds, and Aquilino will inbound. But a very good game so far. I mean, 2 under 500 teams, 3-4 for West, 1-6 for Township. Township wants to right the ship. They had a okay season last year, 10-16. The Tri-County Royal was especially tough last year with the rise of Kingsway. A really good season by GCIT is now going up. DeNoble, no shot, and Chudzinski gets it to go. Really Jackson nice. Chudzinski, 10 points. It's going to be a battle of Chudzinski versus Morton tonight.
Absolutely,
They are
really
the two.
Nice.
They are the two dominating forwards for both of these teams.
Very good cleanup there by Chudzinski on the floor after the 2 misses.
Back out to Morton on top of the Township logo. Near the volleyball line, offensive foul.
Very nice play by Aquilino there. He's been trying for that all day. He's been trying for that on Morton all day, and he gets it there.
This is the benefit of being on the floor. You can hear all the great reactions from the bench. I mean, obviously, they loved the fact that they got that offensive call to go their way right in front of them. They had the best angle of it all.
Absolutely.
2 fouls on both teams here, 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sandsbury over to Chudzinski. As we mentioned, 10 points for the sophomore. Chudzinski's best game easily this year was versus Kingsway back on December the 18th when he put up 18 points and 16 rebounds in a loss. Foul. 2 shots for Laskowski. Chudzinski does pick up the foul. Chudzinski in that game had 7 2-point baskets, 1 3. Kingsway won that game 59 to 50. That's the only double-double he's put up this year, but he's come close. Versus South Hunterdon, Township's only win of the year over in Nottingham. They participated in a little Central Jersey Christmas tournament. He put up 12 and 8. And then versus Gloucester on the 27th, that was another road match at the Gloucester Fieldhouse. 9 points, 13 boards. Shot missed.
Morton with the rebound out there. Strong rebound by Morton.
Yeah, both of these teams really strong rebounders, and that's why this game is going to be really fast-paced, is that you're not going to see bucket after bucket. You're going to see miss, bucket. You're going to see something in that order as that one gets turned around there for Sainsbury, guarding really closely there on top of the logo, and now Sainsbury forces the defender in and now out of the three-point line. Moving over to Aquilino on the left wing. Cuts over. He finds Arias, blocked. And they say all ball. On the block by Boyle, I mean, you could hear the slap of the ball by Boyle that time.
Very tough block by Boyle there down on the baseline.
Laskowski will check out, trying to catch, I think that was Rogelcheck, excuse me, who's checking back in. Morton guarding, trying to avoid a 5-second violation. Chudzinski up and in.
Tough bucket.
And that is what's going to make a good basketball player, is if you can execute on those tough baskets that are not easy, that are not wide open. I mean, he had 2 defenders that were about the same height as him in Morton and Boyle all over him. He was able to persevere, get the basket for what is now 12 points of the game. Moving over, Morton on the baseline, just inside the paint, hits the side of the backboard. Ball scrambles. Aquilino is there, now trapped at his own baseline, gets out of it, runs to the left side. Morton still guarding. Chudzinski's got to get it up. He does. Now on the right wing. Over to Arias. Guarded by Ogelcheck. Pulls up, can't go. Chudzinski gets him down. Could have been maybe an offensive foul there for Chudzinski going over the back, but he does get the basket. And now Fred Beatty will call a timeout. Sure, he's not thrilled about that one.
I'm sure.
We've got a good one here at Washington Township. It's the Minutemen 24 and the Lions 18. We'll take a quick break right after this. Welcome back to Washington Township here in the 910 gym. And this is Jeremy, you're a student here. I believe, if I'm correct, this is the smaller of the 2 gyms.
No, actually, I think this one's actually the bigger one.
I would have thought the 910 gym would be smaller than the 11-12 gym. But
well, we have the girls' games in the 11-12 gym.
That is true.
It's really nice. It's nice in there. I mean, I think
I have not been
smaller
there,
bleachers.
but I mean, this campus is so large that I can sometimes find myself getting lost when I do games here. But that basket's good. Comes in for Morton, who makes his first 2-point basket of the day. He now has 13 points. He had 3 threes, 2 foul shots, and now a 2-point field goal. Sainsbury, hounded by Blaylock. Now on the left wing, Chudzinski. He leads Township scoring with 14. He leads both teams scoring in that regard. Is now a nice catch and shoot. Far wing, it's a 3.
Very nice shot right off that movement. All that movement by Township definitely confused Cherry Hill West there.
That's what makes a really good offensive possession. You used Aquilino as an asset in the paint, and before he can come down to the ground, he chucks the pass out into the far wing for Arias. He knocks down a 3 for a 7-point lead.
And now he's hounding Morton here.
Steal,
Very nice.
DeNoble. DeNoble comes up with it. It's back to Chudzinski. Chudzinski rolling up on top of the Township logo. Out to the right side, deep on the right wing. Arias, who's had many meaningful bench minutes here, he's guarded by Morton. Now it's Chudzinski. He loses it. Ball was fed out to Aquilino. Chudzinski sends a man down. No whistle. Sends him up. Too strong. Morton rips down a rebound, and he's able to save it. That volleyball line confused me. I thought he stepped out of bounds, but
yeah, it confused me too.
He was just a couple of feet in bounds. That thick white volleyball line serving as a multi-purpose gym here.
Absolutely.
Right wing, 3. Rogelchek, the freshman, knocks down his second triple. Cherry Hill West, as we mentioned, in an antithesis of how the Olympic Conference seems to operate, we've got a lot of threes by the Cherry Hill West Lions. Although I'll tell you, Cherry Hill West, they have made 43s this year. Last year when they went 15-14 under Fred Beatty, they made 164 threes.
So they like to shoot a little bit.
They do.
Like to shoot.
Leading that regard was the senior Carter Gill, who made 55. Quinn Gibson had 12. And Drew Polano had 29. Morton is the leading returning scorer, or excuse me, Laskowski was the leading returning scorer, who had 239 points last year. So Morton has taken a little bit of a liberty in getting that leading scoring job. He's got 106 points going into this game, 31 boards, 6 assists.
He's coming down to guard the inbound here.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great defender, both ends of the floor. That ball gets tipped away. Here comes a steal. Rogelchek, no good. Now tipped away. Rogelchek picks up his own rebound. Now it's guarded by DeNoble. Laskowski, as we mentioned, talked about him before, the leading scorer returning from last year.
Yes.
Laskowski gets it to fall. He's got 4 points. We've got 45 seconds left in the half. And after Township had a 7-point lead, Cherry Hill West now on a 5-0 run. Back over to the left wing. 32 seconds remaining. Pulls up, Arias. Nice! Jackson Chudzinski with a slam and a technical. Oh! They're going to call it against Chudzinski. He seems to enjoy it. I mean, the assistant coaches don't like it, but
absolutely.
I mean, the basket will count. I don't agree with that. Unless they would call it for hanging on the rim.
But I don't really think he hung on that much.
I think, well, the high school rule and the college rule as well, we've seen it applied at both levels. If that shot misses, listen to this crowd.
Ball doesn't lie, apparently.
Well, that seems to be their motto. But the basket did count. The technical foul was after the play. Morton did make his second free throw. But I'll tell you, I mean, the technical foul by the letter of the law would be for swinging on the rim. And I felt like he let go pretty quickly.
I agree with you.
So that's, I don't like to hamper too much, but that is where I think I politely disagree with that call there. As there's a line drive pass. West trying to make up for their misses. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Second chance. And again, Powers and their assistants are lucky that they didn't get a technical either.
Right.
As it's out on the left wing. 3, too strong. DeNoble comes down. There's
Flying
8 seconds. Now we've got a foul. The foul is going to be on Morton. Aquilino gets confirmation. We've got 7 seconds on the clock here. Second quarter almost winding down here from Washington Township. 29-26. Minutemen lead by 3. 5 seconds.
Nice screen
from
by
the corner.
Chudzinski.
Great 3. Can't get the basket to fall. They can't get anything off in time. We've got a 1/10 of a second on the scoreboard. They're not going to have a time for a tip. And do they call the shot on the floor, or is it a foul shot? Both teams have 4 fouls. So this should be a bonus shot. Unless I'm wrong here. No, I think they're going to say that was West's 4th foul. My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, not gonna get that one off in time.
Too little time for that
well,
tip.
Theoretically, you need 0.3 of a second to
Yeah.
actually mathematically get a tip in, but
Right.
Washington Township goes into the halftime with a lead, but certainly one that they're not too thrilled about there after Chudzinski picked up a controversial tee. We
Yeah.
go to the halftime break here in Washington Township. It's the Lions 26 and the Minutemen 29. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Jersey is the number 2 seed. As we said, they beat Manville 19-0 in the first round, which was even larger than Audubon's 16-0 win over Paulsboro as the 1 seed in the first round. That one's hit out towards center field straight away. Oh, she misjudged it. Got over her head in center field. Now this one's got a chance to be 3 bases for Spire. She's flying around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. What a way to kick off a semifinal with an inside the park home run. Emma Spire, who will take her talents to the Great Danes after 2026, lights up the scoreboard with a fly ball that got misjudged in center field. And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis. To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday. Uplight, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. No, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
Doubleheader. Reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away.
And Argabright with a full count. Outfielders in communication for the Quakers. Everyone's looking around in a tie game, bottom of the 6th. The 3-2 payoff. Ground ball. It's going to get over the head of Tolbert into left field. That's a base hit. 2-run score. Argabright delivers when asked. 5-3. Alex Argabright has given the Golden Eagles a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Redhawks at 7-6.
Welcome back to Washington Township, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Jeremy Begner. And, well, Jeremy, this has been an interesting game so far. It's been 29-26 at the half. It was a back-and-forth game in the first quarter, and it still is. Township's biggest lead was 7, but the 2 players that have been stars on the floor, Chudzinski for Washington Township and Morton for Cherry Hill West.
Yeah, I'll start with Chudzinski for the home team. He's been really, really nice today. He has a couple of three-point plays, a couple of nice, tough buckets down low as one of the bigger guys on the floor. And Morton, 3 threes in the first quarter and a couple of nice free throws that he made. I'd say they're dueling right now.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 bigs are the ones to watch. Corey Morton, 14 points. He's had 3 triples in the first quarter. Didn't make anybody in the second, but he did have 2 foul shots and 2 2-point baskets. So do the math. He's got 14 points. He's doing pretty well for himself. And as these 2 teams go into halftime, what do you think Washington Township's got to do here to pull away?
I think Township, you just got to feed the ball down low a little bit more. I think, Chudzinski has a matchup down low, matchup nightmare problem down low. I think that's really what you got to do for both teams here is feed it down low and kind of get into the post a little bit more, maybe some more free throws. And tough defense.
Well, both teams are getting ready to take the floor, so we'll take a quick break and we'll spin this camera back around for quarters number 3 and 4 in our first broadcast of the new year. Washington Township leads by 3 over Cherry Hill West. Back in action here in Washington Township. And Dan Wilkins joined by Jeremy Engber on the call as this one gets a high bounce pass to Aquilino, who feeds it out. 29-26. We mentioned Jackson Chudzinski, the leading scorer. 16 points. And here comes West. Laskoski to Morton for a foul and one. 3-point play could tie this game. And Corey Morton continues to put on the show tonight.
He's really nice driving the ball in. I wish he would do it more.
Well, I would argue that, yes, he can do that, but why not? Why do that a whole lot when you've got 3 3-point shots? He does seem to shoot the ball really well from inside and out.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a really good true shooter there, as the 3-point play does not fall. Morton settles for 2. He's got 16 points. It's going to be tough to decide a player of the game, though, because really all it is that if Cherry Hill West wins, it's going to be Morton. If Township wins, it's going to be Chudzinski. It's just going to come down to who takes it home.
I agree with you. I think Chudzinski's done really well for Township, but I also think Morton, in contrast, has done extremely well for Cherry Hill West so far, as he gets the doesn't get it to go.
To Laskoski. 4 points for him, the guard. Nice Euro and in.
Wow.
4-0 run for West, and they now lead it by 1, 30-29. Only 4 scorers for West. Morton with 16, Laskoski and Rogelchek with 6, Damon with 2. Now on the right side, it's Chudzinski. Remember, Chudzinski is sitting on a tee after he picked up a technical foul at the tail end of the half for what was described as a swing on the rim after a dunk, which, whoa, look out. That one heads for the Township bench.
Nice tip by the defense there.
It will remain Township ball. Aquilino will inbound. But I'll tell you, Washington Township certainly needs all the help that they can get going into a very tough January schedule. They've got a lot of conference games coming up. In fact, their next 4, 2 home, 2 away, are all conference in the Tri-County and all against big schools, either in the Royal, their division, or in the Liberty, which is the Group 3-ish division.
Right.
They play GCIT on the road on the 6th. They're having a decent year. They're 5-2.
That'll be a really nice game.
They play Timber Creek on the 8th, Clearview on the 12th, and then Williamstown on the 14th. They then have a non-conference game versus Cherokee.
That's always fun, a Williamstown game with Township. That's always a really
well,
good
Williamstown has 4 transfers coming in. They'll be eligible soon, and we get to see them on Thursday.
Ooh.
So that's going to be fun. Little contact there as we come down. Cherry Hill West bringing this one up the floor. They are on a 6-0 run. Washington Township still looking for their first point of the third quarter. As they'll get ready to make a sub here. Laskoski moving in. Wide shot from the free throw line, saved by Chudzinski, but it feeds right back out to West. Another rebound by the freshman Rogelchek. Comes back out again. And again, this is where no shot clock becomes the friend of the Olympic Conference West Lions. They can just hold on to this here and really let this play stretch out, although they're getting some shots off quickly, and they get another one.
Nice shot.
Blaylock picks up the shot, and Fred Battie, I thought he called the timeout. Never mind. We're just waiting for those subs to come in.
And
we do have a timeout. Okay.
Yeah.
Todd Powers calls one for Washington Township.
Happened.
Yeah, I saw the stoppage and I didn't see the signal, but Todd Powers does call a timeout, and so will we. 4:56 left in the third quarter. Cherry Hill West on a great run here. They lead 34-29 midway through quarter number 3. Welcome back to Washington Township High School. We've got a busy first week of January. On Monday the 5th, we travel to the famous Cap Payne Gymnasium for a non-conference matchup between the Timber Creek Chargers and the Woodbury Thundering Herd. Then on Wednesday the 7th, we get some colonial action in from the Gloucester Fieldhouse in the Lindenwald Lions and the Gloucester Lions. Little lion-on-lion matchup. Then on Thursday, we make a rather rare trip to Cumberland County. We'll get to see the Williamstown Braves and the Cumberland Colts. It'll be one of Williamstown's first games with those 4 new transfers. And then on Friday the 9th, we go back to North Camden for a matchup between Salem and Leap Academy. We close out the week back in Kingsway. On a Saturday, another non-conference matchup between Warren Hills and Kingsway. The Skyland Conference versus the Tri-County Conferences. Look at that block. All ball from Andre Blaylock, and it'll go out of bounds.
Very nice block there down low on the block.
Blaylock doesn't look like the guy that's going to get up there and he's going to get those blocks, but he had some really good height on that block that time.
You know, neither does the Noble, who he blocked on that shot. They both are smaller guards, but they really can get up there.
Yeah, having a good vertical is going to give you your weight in gold here for either of these teams where defense is a premium. West on a 6-0 run to open the half. Up DeNoble. Blaylock went for the swipe, didn't get it. Chudzinski tried to get the offensive board as the ball went to the ground. But now here comes the Lions. Back at it again. No good. Another fast break by the Minutemen, continuing to push the pace. And a shot is good by Sainsbury. Their first points of the second half. And it's now 34-31, 3-point game. Wiskoski to Rogelchek. Stopped on a dime at the corner of the volleyball stripe. Back out to the top of the key for Braxton. Again, guarded very closely as that ball came out. Nice. Aquilino picks up the steal. Kind of vanished into thin air that time. Really nice steal by Aquilino. As now moving over the middle, trying to get anything out of that. Made a man fall to the ground as the shot did not fall by Drew Vecchiarelli. And now we reset, 3:20 to play in the third quarter. Back over to Chudzinski. Chudzinski moving inside, lands on his feet. 3 West defenders on top of him. He's got an open man, Sainsbury, in the corner, doesn't take it. Sainsbury a little bit frustrated that time. He had a wide open look, and he just didn't see him. But unless these players have eyes in the back of their head, they're not going to see that. So that one is going to fall short as well. See Todd Powers telling his guys, hey, take it easy, slow it down.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue here. I think that in this game that's had a lot of back and forth possession, we've had fast break after fast break, and sometimes your mental cycle will tell you, hey, keep going, keep going.
Very nice play design.
Here we go. And a 3, we're tied.
Nice play design there with the 2 screens by Vecchiarelli and I believe by Aquilino down low.
And that's what made Todd Powers so successful when he was at Gloucester Catholic a few years ago. He ran those plays so well where it is a basket by Morton there, and now a timeout by Fred Battie. But we'll stay here unless this is a full. They will call a 30. We'll stay here. But I'll tell you, Jeremy, I mean, that's what made Todd Powers so successful. We saw a string of fast breaks, quick play after quick play. He tells Sainsbury, slow it down, and on that possession, they get a couple of passes. They find Chudzinski open in the corner, and they're able to drain a 3 to tie it.
Yeah,
not to tie it, but to make it a 2-point
I heard
game.
him during the last timeout saying, hey, we're going to go off script a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to go off script, and I guess this is a little bit of their off script where they're going to slow it down and kind of get some nice buckets on the other end.
That's exactly what they did there, 36-34. Let's take a look at the Cherry Hill West Olympic Patriot standings, as they right now are tied for second in the Olympic Patriot. Shawnee is the only team in that division with an over 500 record. They're at 4-2. Seneca and West are at 3-4. Morristown is at 2-4. Winslow at 1-4. We saw Winslow earlier this season, and I don't think we have anything with Shawnee or Seneca. I don't think we have anything with any of the other teams, Morristown included, but for Washington Township, we'll see plenty of their Tri-County Royal opponents this week. As we mentioned, they're going to make a quick switch on the inbound. They're going to send Vecchiarelli out there, guarded by Morton. Has to get something going here. He dumps it off to Aquilino. Passes it backwards to Sainsbury. Now they've got to advance the possession. Back at midcourt. 2
nice
West defenders were on him, and now they burned him out. Goes for the swipe, didn't get it. Now DeNoble fires it out. Chudzinski for the lead. Bang! 22 points. It's a career high. He has made 3 triples, a handful of shots from inside, and a dunk that cost him a tee. But right now, Jackson Chudzinski, as a sophomore, it's a career game for the sophomore 6'4" forward with 22 points. And the Minutemen lead at 37-36. Now moving inside again, Sansbury didn't go. Second chance, DeNoble hits the bottom of the rim. DeNoble gets it out again, and will slow things down again. Powers tells his men to go easy. To Sansbury, minute 25 left in the third quarter. Excellent game of methodical basketball. They had Aquilino open as DeNoble drove to the basket. We have no foul. At least I think there's no foul. It's out of bounds. They will send Arias in.
In for DeNoble, as he's been flying all over the place today.
Yeah, he has been a great asset for this Washington Township team. He'll take some much-deserved rest. Even though he doesn't have any points, that's not what matters at the end of the day.
Right, it's the hustle stats.
Exactly. Those are the ones that don't get put down in the scorecards.
That's what I really like about this Township team, is that they have really, really good hustle. Like, along with DeNoble here.
Here we go. 3 is too strong. Swiped out, couldn't get anything there. Now it's back to Laskoski.
Along with DeNoble on this team, you have Anthony Arias and you have Jasir, which is really good with their hustle. It's very much not tracked, but it leads to open buckets at the end of the day.
Helps his teammates out. Laskoski too strong. Got a swipe from the back. We've got 30 seconds left in the third quarter. 1 point lead for Washington Township. They led by 1 at the end of the first, led by 3 at the end of the half, and they're still up by 1 here as Sansbury will take this one slow, and we'll probably have the last play of the quarter right here, right now. Standing, dancing on top of the backcourt line. It's a 5-second violation. The best way I can chalk that up is it's more or less a non-competitive violation. It's the only safeguard that there is against a shot clock in Jersey. There is no shot clock in Jersey, really never has been, and that's the one safeguard there is there. If you have the ball, you cannot have your back turned to the basket for more than 5 seconds. If you have the possession, he's not going to be able to get up here. He's got to feed it out. He's got 3 seconds. Morton steps back for a 3, too strong. And that's the end of the third quarter. A wild sequence there, but Washington Township survives, and after 3, it's a low-scoring affair, middle of the road, I guess you could say, but it's a fantastic game here in Sewell between 2 sub-500 teams looking to rebound here in the new calendar year. It's Township 37, West 36, right after the break. Three quarters down, 1 to go. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit dawgprowrestling.com for more information and to get your next event covered by the wrestlers of Dog Pro Wrestling. Fundraisers, sporting events, clubs, charities, whatever it may be, you can book them for an event again at dawgprowrestling.com. We start quarter number 4 here in a fantastic back-and-forth game. We've had 5 lead changes tonight as Corey Morton using some great movement, but a little bit too much movement. He gets called for a travel, as that basket would have gone, and it would have given West the lead, but a hard gut punch as he took an extra step, and the referees called it.
Yeah, Aquilino's been doing a really nice job ever since he's come into the game, guarding Morton. And Morton's a great player, don't get me wrong, but Aquilino's done a really nice job slowing him down. He can't really stop him, but he's really slowed him down here.
We do have a foul on top of the half-court line committed by Andre Blaylock. He's run into some foul trouble. He's up to 3 fouls now, so Fred Battie will take a cautionary tail and send him to the bench. So on the floor right now for Cherry Hill West is going to be the 2 forwards, Morton and Boyle, and then the freshman guard, Rogelchek. Also on the floor is Damon. And then closing that out also is the guard, Laskowski. So more of a 2 guards, 1 combo guard, a small forward, and then 2 strong forwards for this Cherry Hill West team. For Washington Township, they have DeNoble, Sansbury, Chudzinski, Aquilino, and Arias. Bounce pass,
Nice.
baseline. Chudzinski blocked. All ball,
And
foul
one.
and 1. Jackson Chudzinski fired up all night. Basket counts. The sophomore guard took his career high and obliterated it. He has 24 points, and he now leads the Minutemen in almost every category. We've had only one 30-point game this year. That was Malachi McKenzie of Paulsboro. So he could join the 30-point club tonight if he gets 5 more in the next 7 minutes. But he has been on a red-hot streak for the Minutemen all night. From his 3 points in the first quarter to his inside shooting in the second and third, now taking advantage of a flustered West defense who gets to foul him, and Fred Battie will call a timeout. What a run for Washington Township. They lead it by 4. It's the Minutemen 40 and the Lions 36. We'll take a break as Todd Powers and Fred Battie will talk to their respective clubs. We'll be right back, 6:40 in the 4th. Welcome back to Washington Township High School. We've got a fantastic place to be for this first game of the new year. It seems like every time that we open the year with a basketball game, it always seems to be fun. 2024, we had Kip and Del Rand. That was a really fun game. Last year, we had Eustis Cherokee. And, yeah, this game's not Eustis Cherokee, but it feels just as electric as those 2 Olympic teams. As moving in, Laskowski, nice one, but it rolls over the rim, and it's no good. Washington Township on a big run here, a 5-0 stretch for the Minutemen. They lead it by 4, 40-36. Again, in a relatively low-scoring second half. It was 13-12 after the first quarter. It was 29-26 at the half. And we'll have a foul on the far wing. Believe this will be against Boyle. It is against Boyle. So Washington Township now not only has the advantage in terms of the score, but they're also going to get a break in terms of the fouling as well. They have not committed a foul in this quarter. Cherry Hill West already has 3. And if West is going to get down to business about fouling in terms of saving this game for them and trying to get a comeback going, Township certainly has the upper hand. Over on the right side, it's DeNoble. DeNoble to Chudzinski. Chudzinski, the star of the show, 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Oh, he falls. No travel. Aquilino getting up slowly. Not really all that hampered. He's going to get back to it. Almost got a steal from behind. And West gets the easy basket. That's one that you can kind of forgive there. I mean, you can't really forgive it, but at the same time, when you have Aquilino go down like that, it's almost like I call a lot of ice hockey games. That's like a basketball version of a power play where you get a couple seconds where you're a man up, 5-on-4. It's a little bit like that, except Aquilino ends up getting back to it on defense. Judzinski missed the basket. Scramble and a foul as the ball was loose. The basket will be called on the floor. Fred Battie is livid with his hands on his head. Pretty easily put. He says, no way. That is the 4th foul against West, and that puts them in a little jeopardy here. With 5:10 left, they would get a very early bonus. As it's out to the right side, Judzinski over to the left side. Sandsbury cuts in.
Triple team there.
Nice one. Aquilino, 3! Aquilino, the transfer from Bishop Eustace. Well, he's been here for 3 years now, but still. Maybe it's been a while since he was in Pennsauken. Doesn't matter. An Olympic Hooper is still an Olympic Hooper. It's a 5-point lead. Nice move. Blaylock up and in. Really crafty move that time by Andre Blaylock. It's 43-40.
A little jelly on that.
Yeah, really nice there. Moving things over to the top. It's Aquilino on the right side. Sandsbury moving in, back out. Arias didn't take the shot there. Back to Sandsbury. Guarded by the freshman, Rogelchek. Here comes Aquilino,
Another
same
3.
song, second verse! Aquilino!
Fired up after that one.
Aquilino with back-to-back threes. 6 points off the bench. He is lit up. And now here comes West. Laskowski, 3:30 to play. And now this crowd's getting fired up. This bench is getting fired up. Here comes Blaylock, airballed it. Just missed to the right. And now here comes Sandsbury. He's going to take his time, and now it's going to be full clock management mode for Washington Township. I mean, this is a fantastic game between two teams that are under 500 and trying to get their way in this season.
Yeah, this game has been electric. It's been really, really fun to see this game. As we have another inbound here, Aquilino taking the inbound and another sub coming in for West.
$3:19 to play. Judzinski out on the near wing, did not take the shot. It's back to Aquilino. Might as well play the hot hand, right?
Yeah.
6 points off the bench.
Yeah, or just feed Judzinski again.
Here
As
comes
he rotates
Aquilino.
back to Aquilino.
Oh! Third time was not the charm for Dominic Aquilino, the senior 6-foot guard. Now on the left side, here comes Morton. Catch in, shoot, too short. Picks up his own offensive board. He was wide open, and he gets the basket to fall.
There's no backs out there, and that's why he's getting that board so easily.
Yeah, Washington Township just ended up not really hitting their mark on the defensive spot. We've got a foul. It is called against, I believe, West. It will be against Blaylock. And now Township will get the bonus with West's 5th foul. So we'll have free throw shooting from here on out. Cherry Hill West with a loss would fall to 3-5. They're on the road versus Winslow on Thursday the 8th. And then they've got non-conference play versus Haddon Heights on the 10th. They then go on the road to Eastern on the 13th, home to Shawnee and Morristown in divisional play on the 15th and 17th. That's their next 5. First shot missed by Sandsbury. As we mentioned for Washington Township, 4 of their next 5 games are against big Tri-County schools. GCIT on the road on the 6th, Timber Creek and Clearview home on the 8th and 12th respectively. And then they're on the road at a tough Williamstown team that again is gaining 4 transfers this year. On the 14th, that's a 7 o'clock tip, and then they go to Highland to play Cherokee in the MLK tournament there on the 17th. Moving around right side. So this is not Washington Township's first rodeo with an Olympic team. No offensive foul. Or no?
No, just out of bounds.
I got confused by the signal. I thought it was an offensive foul, but it'll just be an out-of-bounds ball going that way.
I did as well.
So this is one of 2 non-conference games against against Olympic Conference opponents this year. As now 2:14 fires it inside. Chudzinski up, no good. Couldn't get that one to fall. Tough rough up there by DeNoble.
Yeah.
Saved, no whistle.
Back
right,
to Chudzinski.
almost landed in the front row of the cheerleading section. We've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. 46-42, coming down to the wire. Get your popcorn ready. Got a fun finish coming up. Out on the right wing, DeNoble. West wanted to travel, moves out, far corner. Aquilino for number 3, no good. Chudzinski couldn't get the rebound. Out on the far corner, West has it. Now it's back over to Braxton, and we'll let this one breathe. 1:35. Laskowski on the right wing. Spinning, firing, good, and one. How about that for the Lions? They pick up a clutch basket there from number 0, Matthew Laskowski. 87 points for the senior this year.
And he gets it to go. 1 point game now.
3-point play.
1 point game now with 1:25 to go.
46-45. Township has the bonus. Over to the right side. Now over inside.
Nice pass by Aquilino, swinging it around.
Yeah, some really nice moves here. Now moving out.
As the trap comes.
Timeout, Todd Powers. So they get one with 51 seconds left. They will call a full timeout. And it is 46-45. Township leads by 1. We'll be right back. Back. 46-45, fixing a Wi-Fi issue here as the worst time for something wrong to happen with DWB equipment, but we're hanging in there. 51 seconds remaining. It is a 1-point game. Township leads 46-45. Now moving on the right side, we've got plenty of scrambling there on the outer sideline. So be inbounded by Aquilino.
Some nice fancy moves by Sandsbury.
Aquilino moving inside.
Firing
Chudzinski. Pass gets tipped, look out, and Kevin Murphy with the save. He just saved about $1,500 worth of equipment right there. There you go. Aquilino comes in.
Chudzinski rolls off the screen.
Now it's DeNoble.
And DeNoble.
DeNoble, wide open
Easy
look.
layup.
Excellent from Dom DeNoble.
20 seconds to go here.
Dom DeNoble with the basket. That's his first of the night. Now Julian Robinson is the only Township scorer not to have a point. We will have a timeout by Fred Batty. We're going to take one more break. Comes down to this, 7.7 seconds left, 48-45. Township leads.
Hopefully it does.
I think if I'm correct, we have a Wi-Fi issue fixed. 7.7 seconds left. And while we had a clutch connection with our Wi-Fi, let's get a clutch shot here. 48-45. Township leads by 3. That pass goes wide, out of bounds.
Just throwing the ball away, lazy pass.
Not a great move there as it turns into a turnover. Because the ball was never touched, the inbounds pass will be where Cherry Hill West passer was. 7.7 seconds, and Todd Powers calls a timeout. Let's stay here, 48-45. But that changes everything as the pass from Braxton, Rasheed Braxton, the sophomore, got thrown away, and now it runs into an issue here. Is now with, listen, it's not out of the picture yet, but Township has the bonus.
Right.
West gets, Township gets the ball. West fouls easily.
Right.
And the way I see it is that they probably will have about 5 seconds left. If they play their cards right, they'll have about 5 seconds left. And you can still get something to go. If Township makes both of their 3 free throws, I'd say the game's probably over. Mm-hmm. But, this is just a fantastic game. Great way to open up the new year. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the air on Sunday. We have the Belmar Bears All-Star Hockey Showcase from the Belmar Street Rinks in Camden County. And then we'll be back at Woodbury on Monday the 5th, a 5:30 tip. Our good friend Matt Goldman of William Patterson University will be on the call for that one. And then on Wednesday, Lindenwold, Gloucester. Thursday, Williamstown, Cumberland. Friday, Salem and Leap. And Saturday, Warren Hills and Kingsway. Kind of an odd non-conference matchup, but finally getting into some more pound-for-pound conference versus conference games. Aquilino will inbound the ball. He finds Chudzinski. They will foul him. And again, Chudzinski to hold it. And the reason why is because West had a man-to-man defense running there. And if West was able to spear a steal before the foul, they would have very easily been able to get a three-point basket in transition off of the steal. So they were telling 21 there to just hold it.
And he'll be the one shooting here.
Not sure what the... They did have Blaylock foul out. And that's one thing you also have to be conscientious of. When your job is to foul someone, you also have to be aware of how many fouls you have. And who knows, for Blaylock, that might have been their only option. But they send Township's best man to the line for 2. Jackson Chudzinski, 25 points. He's got 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Could go up to 27 here if he makes both. For the sophomore forward who has a career high of 18, and he's crushed that tonight. First basket good. Township with a win would improve to 2-6. Their only win of the year was over South Hunterdon on Monday, December 29th.
Very convincingly, too.
Yeah, 72-47 was the final in that one.
And he makes
second one is good. 5.4 seconds left. West will drive. Looking for a 4-point play. Chucks it up, and that's off the rim. It's no good. And Washington Township knocks off Cherry Hill West in a thriller, 50-45. A quite unusual matchup, but one that was full of thrills, highs and lows, and a thrilling, fantastic game from Jackson Chudzinski, who puts up a career-shattering high 27 points in the win. A great performance from West's Corey Morton, who puts up 20. But at the end of the day, Washington Township gets their first win in the south side of Jersey this year with a New Year's opening 50-45 win. over Cherry Hill West. Great performance tonight by the Minutemen.
Absolutely, and I think, obviously Chudzinski has a really nice game, and I think one of the players of the game today.
I'd say he's easily the player of the game today.
Absolutely, and another great player that we have yet to highlight here is Dominic Aquilino guarding Corey Morton. I mean, he could have, who knows, if Aquilino doesn't come in that game and doesn't, shut him down a little bit, he could have 30, and it could have went the other way.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was just a great game for Township from start to finish. It certainly wasn't that clean of one, but it was one that saw Washington Township really persevere versus a very tough, very physical Cherry Hill West team. The Olympic Conference, any opponent you face in the Olympic Conference is going to be difficult, and Washington Township really stood up to the test today. I mean, again, putting all that trust in Chudzinski was fantastic. They pulled to their bench a lot. We saw Aquilino put up 8 points off the bench. Really can't get much better than that, and the ability that they had for Todd Powers to have that deep of a bench, to fill out that lineup, fill out the rotations, and really make a fantastic game from start to finish is what made this one a special one. But I'll tell you, Cherry Hill West kept them on their toes. Corey Morton shot a lot of threes. I wasn't expecting that. He shot 3 triples in the first quarter and made 4 of them overall tonight. But he was a great shooter from inside and out. Was able to drive to the basket, was able to draw fouls, but was also able to pull back from 3 and was able to make some shots with distance. So that's the one thing that Cherry Hill West really had going for them. But they ran into foul trouble in the fourth quarter, and that fourth quarter breakdown, that pass with 7 seconds left, did them in. That was the issue.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a backbreaker there.
That game ended with the Rasheed Broxton pass. And it's unfortunate because you don't want to play like that to be the deal breaker. You don't want that play to be the one that decides the game. But when Fred Petit goes over and they watch the game film tonight or whenever, when they go to their next game versus Winslow, a 1-4 Winslow on Thursday, it's going to be an interesting debate to see how they could have won this game, how they could have done things differently, and how they could have used those scores a little bit differently.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Winslow is going to be a tough opponent. I think anybody in the Olympic Conference is a tough opponent. And I think anybody really in the Tri-County Conference as well is a very tough opponent. I think Cherry Hill West had their hands full today, especially Corey Morton guarding Aquilino and Chudzinski here. I think these are tough matchups, and I think some teams need those.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why we schedule the non-conference games the way we do, because it's a tough battle. Washington Township wants to be battle tested. They don't want to play a cupcake schedule. They want to play a team like Cherry Hill West that was above 500 in the Olympic last year. They obviously lost a handful of scorers, but they found their way. And I would say this is a win-win for both teams in the sense that Washington Township moves on with a win. They get a little bit of solace. They entered a new year 2-6, looking to rebound with 4 really tough Tri-County games with GCIT, Timber Creek, Clearview, and Williamstown. If they can win 2 out of those 4, I think they'll be in good shape. And then for Cherry Hill West, yeah, it's a tough loss, but they played well versus a tough team, and they'll have, again, another battle test going into Winslow on Thursday. That'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Thank you for enjoying the New Year broadcast with us. It's number 1 of many in 2026 as Washington Township pulls out a 5-point win on their home floor to improve to 2-6. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Gianotti. My producer, Ben Wilden, my color commentator, Jeremy Egner. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you on Sunday for street hockey outside. It'll be a brisk 38 when we visit Belmar, and then Timber Creek and Woodbury on Monday. Final score, Washington Township 50,